Hello everyone, welcome for this session. So this is the revision session that I have discussed in last videos. I told you that four lectures, or sorry, four lessons I'm going to revise it again, okay, thoroughly. So this will be the recalling sessions. Okay, so recalling session, what we are going to do in this session. So, okay, last was the recalling session. In that we have learned about the nutrition in plants. Okay, the same topic we are going to continue for this video also. Okay, so that was just an introduction that I wanted to discuss. Okay, as I told you that there will be a one video, two video on each lesson. Okay, nutrition in animals, sorry, nutrition in plants, first lesson, nutrition in animals, third one fiber to fabric, and fourth one heat. So in this video, wherever I think that there should be a more explanation, I will explain. Where I think that I should be cut it and move further, I will move on. Okay, so nutrition in plants. Okay, as I told you that producers and consumers, that is the point that we should go through. Producers and consumers. Okay, so let's go through this point. Consumers. Okay, so this topic is in our advance also. Okay, in advance we can have these points. Okay, so revision plus advance, both topic we are going to cover in these videos. Okay, so before starting this, we 2 points. Just take a quick revision what we have learned in last video. In last video we have learned about the nutrition. What is mean by nutrition? Okay, nutrition is mode of intaking food and utilization for the body. That is called nutrition. Okay, so nutrition in plants. Plants we have categorized into two different parts. First one is autotrophic, second one is heterotrophic. Autotrophic plants, or the autotrophic mode of nutrition also we can tell. Autotrophic mode of nutrition, what happens in autotrophic mode of nutrition? Autotrophic mode of nutrition, plants prepare their own food with the help of photosynthesis, or the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so afterwards they, whatever the food they have prepared, they store it in their body. Okay, some of the food they utilize for their body functioning and remaining they store it. So here the points comes, they are the producers. They produce the food and they are storing for the consumers. Okay, they are storing for the consumers. So what is the importance of producer in our ecosystem and what is the role of consumers in our ecosystem? Both we require producers also and consumers. If we have only producers, suppose the company is producing a lot of products but no one is going to purchase that, what is the use of producers? No use. If there are no producers, only consumers, so they will not get their essential things. So in an ecosystem, producers and consumers both are the essential part. Okay, so that's why whatever the food is produced by the plants, they utilize it, and remaining food is stored in their body parts such as leaves, fruits, stem, branches. Okay, and that food is eaten by other animals, herbivorous, omnivorous. Okay, and that animals are eaten by someone like carnivorous. Okay, so that is the food chain. Here started the food chain. Okay, so this autotrophic mode of nutrition is very essential in our ecosystem. Okay, so the plants prepare their own food with the help of photosynthesis. That is called the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so here is the role of photosynthesis, very important. Okay, so what are the raw materials that the plants need for the process of photosynthesis? Okay, water, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, sunlight. These are the raw materials. Okay. Water plus carbon dioxide in presence of chlorophyll. What is a chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green substance present in the leaves. That is called chlorophyll. Okay. And sunlight, obviously I told you the ultimate source of energy. So from plants, it enters in our life. Okay. And it transmitted from one creature to another creature. So with the help of those raw materials, the production of glucose plus oxygen. Okay, oxygen is released in the atmosphere, and food, as I told you, utilization and storing, that process occurs. Okay. So there is one question that comes in our mind. Do the process of photosynthesis occurs in only green plants? What do you think? What is your opinion? Do the process of photosynthesis occurs only in green plants? What about the other plants which have colorful leaves, just like brown leaves? Someone have gray, what we can say, brown, reddish. These kind of colors, colorful leaves there. What about them? Everyone says that the photosynthesis occurs in a green plant, green leaves. What about these leaves? What do you think? What will be your opinion? Come on, put it and mention it on notebook. Do they go through the process of photosynthesis, or they are the heterotropic mode of nutrition? Okay, the answer is that they have the green pigment chlorophyll, but the other colors are dominating. That's why we cannot see the green color of the chlorophyll. Okay. The other colors, just like if they have a reddish leaves, so reddish color is dominating in that leaves. There is a chlorophyll. There is a green pigment present in the leaves, but other colors are dominating in that leaves. That is the reason behind that. We find out the leaves are in different colors, but there is no matter. There is no matter of those leaves. It doesn't affect on the process of photosynthesis. Okay, that colors doesn't affect on the process of photosynthesis. Remember it. Okay. Only they are the dominating, the amount or the, we can say, the color is dominating. Okay. Otherwise, they are also producers. There is a process of photosynthesis. Okay. So let's come towards the heterotropic mode of nutrition. Heterotropic mode of nutrition, 4 types of modes of nutrition we have gone through. That is the parasitic mode of nutrition. Parasitic mode of nutrition, plants depend on the host plants and absorb the nutrients from the host plants, whatever he have produced in the process of photosynthesis. Okay, there is a phrase in Marathi. I don't know when you are in 5th standard, you have a scholarship book, Marathi. Okay, in that there was a types of म्हणी, phrases, idioms. Okay, त्याला म्हणी म्हणतो आपण. त्याच्यामध्ये एक म्हण होती बघा, आयत्या बियात नागोबा. There was a phrase, आयत्या बियात नागोबा. That means the meaning of that phrase is that the person who wants ready-made, he will not do anything. Whatever it is there, he just go and he will take without taking any efforts. So parasitic mode of nutrition is the same. They will not do anything. Whatever the food is prepared by producers, okay, they grow on their body and just take the nutrients. Whatever they have prepared, they just absorb it. Okay, they will not take any efforts for the food. So that is the parasitic mode of nutrition. In saprotropic mode of nutrition, okay, second one is the saprotropic mode of nutrition. And saprotropic mode of nutrition, the plants which get the nutrients from dead and decayed matter. The plants which get the nutrients from dead and decayed matter are called saprotrophic mode of nutrition. Whatever the food they absorb, what they do, they take it from dead and decayed matter. Whatever the nutrients remain after the death, okay, after the death, whatever the nutrition remain, they absorb just only those nutrients and utilize for their body. So that is the saprotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so next mode of nutrition, that is the symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship, plants share their nutrients and shelter with each other. Okay, just like I gave this example many more times. I have a pencil, my friend has a book, notebook. We both want to write whatever the sir has written on the board. What we will do? Okay, we need to share our things. I will share my pencil with him, he will share his notebook with me. So we can write. So here is the sharing. So symbiotic relationship is the same when the living creatures share their nutrition and shelter. When the living creatures share their nutrition and shelter, that is called the symbiotic relationship. In next year, in 8th standard, we have a nitrogen fixation. So there is a bacteria rhizobium which grows in a leguminous plants. Okay, pulses, the plants which grows the pulses. Okay. What it do? It gives the nutrition to the plants. Okay. In return gift, what the plants provides him? Plants provides him shelter. So that is the symbiotic relationship. Next one is very important. That is the insectivorous plants. Okay, that is a wonder of nature. Okay. That is the wonder of nature. How does the plants trap the insects and digest them? Okay, so most of us think that there will be no process of photosynthesis in insectivorous plants, because whatever the requirement of nutrition, they take it from the insects. But that's not true. There is a process of photosynthesis. Okay, but actual problem is insectivorous plants grow in the soil which has very less nitrogen. Very less nitrogen. Okay. So there is a process of photosynthesis, but it is in very less amount. Very less amount. So they cannot fulfill the requirement of nutrition with their photosynthesis. Okay, they are not up to their requirements. So what they do, they trap the insects and they fulfill their amount of nutrition. Okay, so how they are modified, how they are trapped the insects. So there are the different organs, or instead of using organs, we can say that modified parts. They have modified themselves. They have modified their parts which attract the insects, trap it and utilize. Got it? They attract it, trap it and utilize it, produce the nutrition or they absorb the nutrition from it. So these are the saprotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. So now let's move towards the points producers and consumers. Okay, that I wanted to explain, but we are running out of time. We have only 3-4 minutes remaining. Okay, so instead of these points, we will postpone it for next video. Let's come towards the point replenishing of soil. How does the replenishing of soil is important for us? What do you mean by replenishing of soil? See, replenishing of soil means a very important part it is. See, whenever we take the nutrients, plants take the nutrients from the soil, the amount of nutrients decreases. Okay. The amount of nutrients started decreasing, but the fact is, what we need to do, what we can do by our side. How can we use the nutrients? Because without nutrients, plants cannot grow. If they are growing, okay, if they are growing, they cannot give the good crops of yield. So what we need to do? We need to replenish the soil. What is mean by replenishing of soil? Replenishing of soil means increasing the amount of nutrients in the soil. Increasing the amount of nutrients in the soil is called replenishing of soil. We can do with the different ways. Okay, there are two ways. We can use the several chemicals, fertilizers, add in the soil and do it. Increase the amount of nutrients. But by this way, we are not replenishing it. We are just boosting up for a particular time period, for the temporary. But we are not doing it for the future. What happens in the future? The soil may lose its fertility forever. So we should use the chemicals, fertilizers and pesticides, insecticides, but in very less amount. Okay, in very less amount. Another way is that we can use the manures, organic substances. Okay, these organic substances increase the fertility soil for a long term. Okay, instead of using the chemical, there are several natural things that we can use it instead of insecticides and pesticides. So these kind of things we should utilize in our daily life for farming. Okay, so these are the ways for the replenishing of soil. Okay, so there is a time to stop now. Just I wanted to explain these 2 points, but because of the time I was unable to explain it. So sorry for that. I will explain in next video. So please, these are the very essential videos, because in these videos I am going to explain you about your syllabus, plus I am adding some information in it. So these revision videos, please, that revision videos from first lesson to fourth lesson, these are the must watch videos. Don't miss these videos, because whatever the concepts which are unclear when I explain or when we have watched those videos, it will be clear in these videos. Okay, so please watch every video carefully, note down your doubts. Whenever you have doubt, take a notebook. I told you, when you watch the videos, take a notebook with you. You find this is somewhere confusing, note it down. You can clarify afterwards. So please note down these doubts, ask me afterwards, and watch these videos carefully. I hope you understood and enjoyed this video very well. That's it for today. Thank you and have a nice day.